Hall of Famer himself.
The kind gesture. I like this early.
He starts nice.
Later. Right now, Grant Hill. I think a little Northwestern.
And Florida Atlantic controls the tip. It's a team that averaged 82.5 points per game. It's a travel.
Nice job by Langborg, too. Putting that arm in there, created that problem.
And remember, Langborg made a run with Princeton last year to the Sweet 16. Ended up as a grad transfer here with Northwestern. He's been highly effective in the Big Ten, averaging 12 points and over a steal per game.
And Bert, he doesn't have that ankle brace on. He did at the shoot-around yesterday. Just a few games with that problem. Step back jack.
Buie off the rim. Back-to-back NCAA tournament appearances for Northwestern. First time in program history.
Everybody's a threat on this team.
Well, 4 out around 1 there. 4 guards more than capable.
Nice play.
Trapping the post. You're going to see a lot of that today, from Northwestern.
And even out at that ISO spot, too.
And the possession arrow favors Northwestern after they jump on top of that loose ball.
Look at Langborg. They're coming from the weak side, getting on the ground. That blue-collar, scrappy style of Northwestern basketball on display.
What else? What are the other keys from the Northwestern point of view?
Well, they're very deliberate offensively. They control tempo, they don't turn the ball over, and they shoot a high percentage from the three-point range. And, of course, they trap everything in the post.
Buie trying to feed it inside, knocked away from Martinelli. Back out, Buie feeds it, off the hands. Martinelli out of bounds, early jitters.
A tough catch, obviously. And the other side, Bird, I think, use Golden. Pound it inside, take advantage. This kid's footwork, his ability to shoot with either hand, he could dominate this game.
Chris Collins, they're doing things that have never been done in Northwestern basketball history. Martin off the penetration, kick it, Weatherspoon.
Nice replays, they do that great, by the way.
Off the hesitation, Davis in a crowd.
Nice, there's that double in the box.
Kick it, shot clock down to 5, cross it. Davis fires off the rim, rebound, Golden got his hands on it, 2 defenders in his face. Tries to pivot, another pivot.
Nice hands.
And Buie gets in there for the tie-up.
As Grant mentioned, that double, they come from all spots, too. That's what makes it so dangerous.
And the activity on defense here from Northwestern, you cannot bring the ball down. Buie gets in there. And just that's what you're going to get, a steady diet if you're Golden. You may have to pass that out.
He's got to kick it out. Correct.
This season, Florida Atlantic wins over Arizona, Texas A&M, Butler, Memphis, St. Bonaventure, all on the resume. Davis, ready, trying to corkscrew it, couldn't finish.
It made it tougher than it should have been.
And now Barnheiser, who's a do-everything performer for Northwestern, handling it.
A little dribble handoff, a lot of ball screens.
Hunger. Steps in, denied by Golden.
They got a foul late, Bird.
And the foul is assessed inside.
I think you got to go at him, too. That's a key in this game. This kid is very talented. A different inside game, and almost a play on that one.
I'll tell you what, great footwork in there. And I agree, you got to attack Golden. Make him play on defense and obviously pick up fouls.
So 2 free throws here for Luke Hunger, who shoots at 67%. And we still have not cracked the seal. Northwestern last year beat Boise State as a 7 seed, 75-67.
Not being asked of Hunger, too. Can bite you a little bit with a 3. More of an offensive rebounder.
You guys said it best. The jitters here early. You're nervous. You got to settle down and get lost in the game.
Martin drives in. That'll help.
They have gotten so much better defensively. I know they made the goal, but this team collectively on a string.
Elijah Martin averaging just over 13 points, just under 6 rebounds per game. The senior from Summit, Mississippi.
And a great rebounder, I think, for his size, Bird. He can make these.
The jumper around and out for Hunger. 2-1 lead for Florida Atlantic.
Boy, does Golden run the floor, Grant. Did you see him? Puts a lot of pressure on the big.
Northwestern, a great transition defensive team. They get back on defense.
Gaffney, formerly of UConn, playing in his 159th career collegiate game. Covered by Golden. He draws the foul, but he just grabbed his leg.
Martin, he hurt that knee. You know, he hurt that early in Arizona, if you recall.
He did.
Early in the year. But his footwork and speed to the rim.
It's going to be Martinelli picking up the foul.
Raph, you talked about his footwork and his improvement, but he landed on the foot there. Martinelli landed awkwardly on that left ankle.
So a little buckle there for Golden. Vladislav Golden, 7-footer from Russia. Brian Greenlee will check in for Florida Atlantic, and now Chris Collins will make a change. He'll mix and match with Blake Preston and Luke Hunger. And he told us yesterday, don't be surprised if you see Martinelli playing the middle in a small ball philosophy.
And they've done that before, but you've seen already the scouting report. Every time Golden rolls to the basket, there's 2-3 defenders there in the paint to try to guard him.
And they're also covering the kick to the corner, too. The speed to recover is exceptional.
Dusty May told us about Golden. We've worked with him. What to do before the catch, your footwork, how that plays into your floaters, and he's improved so much in this season, his senior year. Giancarlo Rosado is in. Jumper, Martinelli. Can't get it to go. It's 4-1 Florida Atlantic.
And look at the transition D. All the purple shirts back in space.
Brian Greenlee gives him some scoring punch off the bench. Senior from Gainesville, Florida. Off the rim. And rebound controlled by Langborg.
One and done.
Northwestern looking for some early offense.
And Buie on side. He can make these shots. Well, that's his game from Princeton.
Nothing is working right now for Northwestern. Rough start. 0 of 4. All of them on three-point tries.
And Raph, I give credit to both teams defensively. Really stepping up, playing with great pressure, causing some disruption on the offensive end. And either team can really get it going and get a flow on this offensive side of the court.
Automatic switching. Got to take advantage of it.
Gaffney off the penetration, cut off by Martinelli. Trying to take the baseline, feet inside. Rosado fumbles it, has to clear. Jumper on the way, in and out, doesn't go for Martin.
I don't think they're tight. I just think it's great defense.
I agree.
Can Buie get himself involved here?
He has great pace, though. Doesn't force issues. Can get him in a bundle, too.
Wildcats looking for their first field goal. Feed it. Buie. Bottom.
There you go. And a nice fine little flare to the corner. Nice bump to set him up.
We're tied at 4, just about 5 minutes gone by in this first half.
They really help one another, though. The hands in the passing lane here.
Deflected, coming over our way. Statman Butch Beard just steps in front and grabs it.
Loose ball drill.
Everybody's prepared for the NCAA tournament. Northwestern, Florida Atlantic. First half action continues from Brooklyn in the first round from the East region. Tied at 4, time to bring in the 4th member of our crew here in Brooklyn. It's Tracy Wolfson.
Well, thanks a lot, Ian. The one school that Northwestern's Brooks Barnhizer did not want to play was Florida Atlantic. And that's because his father, Mark, was Dusty May's high school coach in Indiana. Mark told me that the two were really close. Dusty said he was a father figure to him, took him every day to school. He said he's a big reason he's such a good coach today, and the families are still close. Dusty and Baker had a chance to see each other yesterday at practice. And Mark told me he's hoping for a good game, but he still wants a Northwestern win by 1.
Of course he does. That's amazing that their worlds meet here. Barnheiser comes up short.
I like to call out the timeout. They'll post him up at a few inches. Didn't deliver, but a good play.
Nick Boyd averages just under 10 points per game. He's checked in now for Florida Atlantic. This was yesterday when they met as the two teams crossed over for practice. Families are really close. Dusty May said that Mark Barnheiser pushed him to levels that he never thought he could achieve, not only in basketball, but cross-country running. He was the high school basketball coach and the cross-country running coach as well in Indiana.
Let's hope you can push the two of us to.
I'm trying to do it. There's a back in by Davis.
I think they got to cut more, and on that double, they're having their difficulties. Don't settle.
Boyd misses from three-point territory, and up high for the rebound, Blake Smith, a walk-on who is seeing legitimate playing time because of the injuries for Northwestern.
Preston on the floor gets 10 minutes a game.
The zigzag by Buie. Langborg makes his move, flips it up, and in.
Bernie, split, strength, the knockdown.
And right for Florida Atlantic, you said it best. They got to trust their offense, get into a rhythm and a flow. Too much isolation, which plays into Northwestern's hands the way they defend.
And too much dribbling.
They are 1 of 6 from the field. Buie trying to get around the big Preston. Now it's Greenlee with 5 to shoot. They have to try to make it happen here with Rosado. Suffocating defense. Rosado angles in. Couldn't get it to go. Rosado stripped to the ball. And it's retrieved by Smith of Northwestern.
The toughness on the defensive end by Northwestern.
Lob it up. Too high for Blake Preston.
Passes are pretty good. Screens.
And that really wasn't Northwestern basketball. Throwing alley-oops in transition.
Maybe Buie to Buie would have worked.
Davis trying to get himself
good defense
into this game, and he's fouled in the act.
He must have reached in at the end, right?
I think so, but that was a nice little set right there. They kind of isoed and cleared a lane for Davis to go left. And he just kind of just continued to go forward.
There.
Right.
Yeah,
He ain't got caught in the cookie jar there.
So the foul on Langborg. Davis goes to the line. Gary, Indiana native, 86% shooter. All-American Athletic Conference Player of the Year, along with Chris Youngblood.
He has some numbers. How about the 35 against Arizona? This kid do some damage. So far, great control containing him.
That was on December the 22nd. Davis is one that likes the challenge. If they're playing against major conference teams, he knows what's at stake. He knows his reputation is on the line.
And he's always moving on that offensive end, too. Little three-quarter court action.
Brennan Lorient is in the game for Florida Atlantic. Martinelli way outside.
And Martinelli in that low post loves to go over his right shoulder.
Back in. Kick. Hunger. Off the rim. Gang rebounding. And it's tracked down by Lorient.
Golden runs the floor. He was at the rim.
Davis. Missed it short. Barnheiser the board. He averages 7.5 per game.
And Hunger with a great stick check out.
Barnheiser steps into it. And a foul called on the floor off the rebound action as Blake Smith was trying to maneuver himself towards the ball.
And he's an offensive rebound. Had a couple of those against Maryland. He can ring the bell. Nice addition, too. 11 points at Iowa.
So Buie in, Langborg to the bench. Buie from Albany, New York. He told us 20, 25 family and friends will be on hand today here in Brooklyn.
Not as many as you have here, though. You own this building.
A lot of ticket requests, Raf. Crossover, Smith.
A lot of dribble handoffs. Again, he loves that right shoulder.
Martinelli back in on Davis. Spin. And knock away by Davis. It's a steal. Owls on the move. Davis around the defender. And two, that was spicy.
And spicy indeed. That's Davis's game. Transition, getting to the paint. He's a dynamic player. And as you said, loves these big moments.
Both teams are 2 of 9 from the field. Buie forced it up. Handled by Golden. Nice find. Swing it. Greenlee off the rim. Davis comes flying in to keep it alive, but now Northwestern tries to push.
He loves that pull-up. Nice find in the box.
Martinelli the flip. He's fouled.
Buie is unselfish. Finds people. You like Davis' ability?
I like Davis. This kid can play, loves the open court, and as you said, big numbers can make plays for the Owls.
Welcome back to Brooklyn. And coach, both teams struggling early offensively. Is it nerves or is it just really good defense?
It's very, very physical in person. We've got to just open up some gaps and set some flare screens, find some space.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Tracy, time right now for It Takes More, presented by Powerade. Last season, first round of the NCAA tournament, Nick Boyd, layup with 2.5 seconds left, secured the Owls' first ever tournament win against number 8 seed Memphis. Florida Atlantic Cinderella run lasted to the Final Four. They lost to San Diego State on a Lamont Butler buzzer beater, but this really put the program on the map. And for them, it was a different role. X on their back, new conference, moving over to the American. And it's been up and down. It has not been smooth sailing this season.
Well, it's been tough being the hunter, you know, and obviously, like you said, a new conference and wearing the emotion of having to have that responsibility. But they're back in this tournament now, and they have a golden opportunity with a very experienced team.
All perimeter play, no post up. Golden's going to be able to help out, maybe block a shot here. A little push, got away with it.
Barnheiser comes up short, rebound, knocked over to Martinelli.
Nice find.
They get a reload here for Buie.
What a great closeout.
Buie makes his move, stops, pops, or was that a pass? Martinelli tries to save, and he does to Florida Atlantic.
Nice hands, being big.
Length of Blake Smith creating a turnover.
Boy, playing it bigger.
Barnheiser with a purpose, left hand.
How about the slide by? Full court.
And we are tied at 8. Shooting numbers are rough. 3 of 13 for Northwestern, 2 of 10 for Florida Atlantic.
Their defense has just jumped off the charts here, Northwestern. Look at the hedging, helping, recognition.
Weatherspoon off the heel. Step in there by Smith. He is a factor here in the first half of the first half.
Talk about taking advantage of minutes coming down the stretch of the season.
Blake Smith is a walk-on. His dad, Larry, played at North Carolina. Was also a walk-on.
Great program at Carolina.
That's the early hit from Raff to Grant Hill.
Man, starting early.
Martinelli off the rim.
Again, purple wave on defense. Got a pass and cut, screen and slip. I don't think you can dribble too much.
Gaffney didn't get enough spin on it. Golden couldn't rebound it. Martinelli does. Martinelli, love it. Catch made. Hunger for 2.
Satisfied.
And smart by Hunger, knowing that Golden has a foul, to attack him knowing he doesn't want to foul in that situation. And you're right, this potent offense of Florida Atlantic just looks rattled here in this first half.
We saw this. This defense is even better than the end. Look at that discard.
Bendoff and Boyd lost it. This team is ranked 16th in the country in scoring. They cannot get any rhythm right now offensively.
Chris has got this team primed, though.
6 turnovers, 2 made field goals for the Owls. Off the penetration, Barnheiser fades, connects.
And Raph, that's his game right there. Probes, gets into the paint, mid-range, under control, playing with confidence right now. Barnheiser.
Can't leave him, though.
Can't.
Step back, no challenge.
Inside, outside skills of Brooks Barnhizer from Lafayette, Indiana. He's given Northwestern a 12-8 lead. Drop it inside. Golden was met by Buie and a foul.
And that's the footwork of Golden, though.
Just 4 points in the last 8+ minutes for Florida Atlantic. Right now, Dusty May is looking for the right combination that can produce.
And right now, if you're Florida Atlantic, look, you're shooting 15% from the floor. You haven't made a 3-point shot, 0 for 7, and you're down 4 points. And so, you know, your team just can calm down and acclimate themselves to the physicality from Northwestern, find their groove offensively. It's not the end of the world. It's still early in this game.
They were the top shooting team in the American at 48%. And Grant, you just mentioned it. They are hovering around 15%.
Well, we all knew this was going to be a pull and push kind of a game. Northwestern's not going to go up and down. Take quick shots, bad shots, can make you work on the defensive end, and you got to be patient.
Northwestern wins this season over Purdue, Nebraska, Dayton, Michigan State, Illinois. It's an impressive resume.
Pinned down,
Langborg off the rim.
Great set, though.
Rebound knocked over to Greenlee. Northwestern 1 of 9 from 3-point territory.
Nice.
The drive, Gaffney was a blur, and it's knocked out of bounds.
Did you see Barnheiser cover the recipient on the opposite side of the bench? They are in sync.
Well, every time you drive against this defense, someone is going to be there. It may be a drive not to score, but to pass and find an open man.
So it's Davis, Gaffney, Martin, Rosado, and Greenlee, the 5 on the floor for Florida Atlantic. We're under 8 minutes to go. 12-9 Northwestern. Rosado one-on-one with Preston. The back and help. Barnheiser.
And look how they cover the outside look.
Off the hard double. And that's one way to break it on the driving layup by Elijah Martin.
First time they were a little bit patient. Got what they wanted.
He was an all-state quarterback in Mississippi, and he looked like one right there, just taking over. 12-11 Northwestern. Langborg.
Nice
Flips it.
hands. Pretty catch.
It won't go for Preston. Rebound fought for. Owls can take the lead. Davis takes a peek. Right through the hands of Greenlee, and again coming over our way.
But you got it once. Let
Somebody else
players
do the
catch the ball, would you?
Grant Hill was going to catch it.
Unbelievable. Set up for an open look. He killed you, Grant.
Ball hog.
Welcome back, and Coach, Florida Atlantic, usually such a good shooting team defensively. How are you getting them out of rhythm?
Well, we're just trying to really communicate on our switches, make sure we know where the shooters are, try to get a hand up, because they can drive it also, so you have to close out under control. Both teams are playing really hard. I think there's some nerves offensively. I think both teams will settle in and be a little more points on the board.
Appreciate it. Thank
you.
All right, Tracy, our tournament summary. 11 seeds are 3-0 thus far. How about the Pac-12? Remember them?
Oh, yes. It's a distant memory.
4-0 in the tournament overall.
They all year long. The pundits, of which I guess we are predicting which conference is the best. Pretty good teams in all these conferences.
So we mentioned Brooks Barnhizer's dad, Mark, who played at Purdue, played at Auburn, coached Brooks in high school. His mom, Heidi, played softball at Auburn. This is a athletic family, competitive family, and Brooks Barnhizer has typified what Chris Collins has been looking for in his student athletes.
No question, embodies what this program is all about. Toughness, blue collar, competes. And certainly very skilled and talented, and has played well thus far.
And he can elevate too with Martin. Martin can be physical with them. Horn set, flare screen to a good look.
Langborg
Nice rebound, Martinelli.
Martinelli couldn't get the follow.
A nice read. Good anticipation.
Florida Atlantic trying to dig itself out of the basement right now in the shooting percentage.
They got to move the ball.
Davis, that's on.
Or give it to him. It's in there. Bring it about.
14-12, Owls. He's got 7 points to lead all scorers. And a foul called away from the ball as
On the
Barnheiser
baseline.
was making his move.
I think it was Davis on the baseline with Buie.
But that's the next level talent right there. He has that capability, averaging almost 20 points a game, can hit big shots, loves to get into the paint, but very efficient from downtown as well.
Plays bigger than he is. He's 6'4", 203, but his profile reads differently.
I agree.
Hand off it.
Bowie, the lob, the catch, Preston, kick.
Too late.
Bowie, short. And the rebound controlled by Rosado. They are 1 of 10 from three-point territory. Nice move. Greenlee feeds it. The ball is popping.
Oh, you had it.
Davis on a kick. Gaffney floats it up. It's off.
And Raph, you said it best. There was an open three there. That swing. Davis opted to drive and played into the hands of the Wildcats.
Florida Atlantic averages 15 assists per game. They've got 1 so far in the first half.
The Dangerous are going one-on-one now because of this great defense.
And they strip the ball. Look at this. Nobody back. It's Martin elevating for the big finish.
Barnheiser in the open floor. Physically imposing. Plays bigger guys. There's a toughness about this kid.
Over 1,500 career points. And does a little bit of everything for the Owls.
Automatic switch here.
The lead is now 4.
He's under control, Buie.
Barnheiser one-on-one with Martin. Fires. Too strong. 8-0 run for the Owls.
Ooh.
Oh, that's from the logo. Wow, off the mark.
Steph. Range.
Barnheiser, the handles. Langborg, hop step, leaves it. Not a clean catch, out of bounds. He was stripped of the ball as Preston couldn't gather.
He's done a good job getting in the lane a few times here. This is run out. This is your territory, kid.
Well, you're right. But Florida Atlantic, they have sort of turned the screws defensively and done a better job. They're one of the best teams in all of college basketball, turning defense to offense, getting out on the break. And conversely, for Northwestern, they have to have good offensive execution. Good offense, it allows for their defense to get set, which they excel in transition.
Hunger in, Smith in, foul out front, and it's going to be Martin. Right now, let's take a look at advanced stats presented by Invesco. QQQ. Northwestern, 11% of its possessions result in a turnover. That's the 7th lowest in Division I. They've got 5 already today. 16-12 lead for the Owls. Langborg tees it up. That won't go. Smith, the offensive rebound.
Well, he's been more offensive minded. I love it. He's been able to dribble, drive a couple times, Langborg. Plus that deep shot.
Done a good job on Buie containing him so far, but Buie always seems to find a way to get his.
Size differential here.
Barnheiser. Dive. Blowing the layup. Second attempt. That won't go.
Boy, that's
Hunger remains hungry.
At least 4 of those. Give him a menu.
Golden swing. Cut. There's Martin one-on-one with Buie. Combined 2 of 20 on 3-pointers between these two teams. Buie is fouled after the steal. Martin clipped him at midcourt.
They're just so disruptive defensively in the passing lanes, taking away drives, multiple efforts. And right there, just a careless pass, Raph.
And the more you watch this kid, there's so many things he does well. Excellent containment, reading, as you noted. And even on the offensive, it doesn't force the issue.
Second foul on Elijah Martin. He's now on the bench, and a steal for Davis. Davis trying to go inside, and he got caught in no man's land. He's fortunate that he knocked it off of Blake Smith. So Florida Atlantic will retain it. They've got a 16-12 lead. Rock fight so far in Brooklyn. Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson, the rest of our crew here on CBS. First round action from the East region, the 8-9 matchup.
What a bailout by
Barnheiser goes over the table.
Wow. He hit his legs first.
Let's hope everybody's okay. Barnheiser, there is movement there, and now getting help from his teammates.
Watch his legs hit first. Oh, goodness.
Man.
Talk about hustle.
And Barnheiser is up on his feet.
Well, he's ambling around, though. He's not leg-wise. I don't think he's the same, but goodness.
That's who he is.
Think it's important?
Toughness, all defense in the Big Ten, great block. Kind of hustle is what Northwestern's about.
And Golden not a factor at all with this little stunting, doubling on occasion.
Golden
denying.
And they just tossed it away.
They just got him frustrated.
And Raph, they've been double teaming him all game. They didn't double him on that play right there. So he had more time. He was expecting it and just has to calm down, relax, and take what the defense gives you.
Guys, they returned 12 of their players from the Final Four team. So this is an experienced group. They've been through it together.
But if you would say what team could give them problems, this style of play could give them problems.
But Northwestern has gone 5+ minutes without a point. They trail by 4.
It's still tough at the other end, though. Boom. Nice cut.
Shovels Martinelli with a finish.
Oh, that's maybe the 4th attempt at the rim, the first conversion.
Contact, no call. Kick, Davis.
They're coming, double team.
Back in on Barnheiser. Martinelli shows for a moment. Davis surveying. Witherspoon feeds it. Davis. That's one way to get to the rim.
How about that? Breakdown.
A right-handed player who loves to drive left.
They got to get inside the side, by the way. They are stuck on one side frequently. Ball sticking.
Like the old 90s NBA.
9 points for John L. Davis. 18-14 Florida Atlantic, and a whistle stops play. Coming up, AT&T at the half. Scores, highlights, latest NCAA tournament news. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. Brian Greenlee picks up the personal foul, now heads to the bench.
He got stuck fighting over the top. I think he could have slid under.
So that is the 7th team foul on Florida Atlantic. 1-1 here for Luke Hunger.
Not a bad stroke, 66%.
His father, Rick, played basketball at Providence, then professionally in Europe. Missed most of his freshman year with a foot injury from Montreal, Quebec.
Played about 10 minutes a game this year, but with Nicholson out, has been asked to do much more. That's been the kind of season for Northwestern with all these injuries.
Nicholson is here. He drove 12 hours with his mom from the Chicago area to be here in Brooklyn.
That's dedication.
The injury, they advised him not to fly, so he did the next best thing.
I've been 12 hours with you.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Stayed awake.
And on the baseline, turnover.
Once again, suffocating.
And there's Nicholson cheering on his team, hopping on one leg, mind you. Foot injury. He stopped every 2 hours on the road here to get snacks and to just loosen up. He was sitting in the back seat with his leg extended to the front seat.
He's a big kid, too.
7 feet, 280. You got to stop a few hours.
Buie, feed it. Baseline, Martinelli off the rim. Tip it, nearly goes for Hunger. Martinelli trying to save Langborg. It's out of bounds.
And Raph, there's been so many opportunities at the rim there for Northwestern, just unable to convert.
You know, maybe it's the size or the physicality, too. Not getting an easy look. Really a heads-up play by Langborg that he was on the baseline, but you can fall out of bounds now and call the timeout, but his foot was out of bounds.
6 made field goals for Florida Atlantic. They turned it over 9 times in the first half.
Nice help.
Intercepted. Turnover number 10. Langborg gets it ahead. Barnheiser.
Can elevate now.
The back end, double team. Barnheiser denied by Golden. And it's a tie-up.
Factor.
Golden looked at the official, Raph, thought he
where we
called a foul right
there. It was
there.
number 2, right? Held his ground. Nice help late. Goodness. Suffocating there, too.
Possession arrow to Northwestern. They trail Florida Atlantic by 2. Our game summary here in Brooklyn, Northwestern and Florida Atlantic. Both teams really struggling from the field and from three-point territory. Just manufacturing baskets is the challenge right now. Langborg, he gets blocked at the rim.
It's the physicality and the size at the rim that's the problem.
Turnover.
Goodness. Not meshing at all.
They've got 11 turnovers, Florida Atlantic. They average 11 per game.
And they've done a great job on Buie, forcing others to beat them.
Barnheiser, bullseye, it's a 3.
And he's got to be that other. He's a guy who can make plays, hit shots in the paint. Obviously, the scouting report making others than Buie do well against you has worked thus far for Florida Atlantic, but Barnheiser is more than capable.
Before that 3, they were 1 of 11 from downtown.
This is like a ball sticking's going to get you in trouble.
Gaffney stumbles, and another turnover for Florida Atlantic.
Goodness.
They are just out of sorts offensively.
And by the way, Buie quiet, but got a piece of the lane. They got to do a little more of that. He can finish or find some people.
Wildcats
There he
trying to
goes
add to their
again.
lead. Buie, teardrop, rims out.
Good shot, though.
Rebound knocked over to Davis.
Stepping his game up a little bit more.
Owls have 18 points and 12 turnovers with 19 seconds to go in the first half. Florida Atlantic will hold for 1.
I would ISO Davis at some point. Probably run a ball screen here. And here he comes. I would go. Keep it.
5 seconds. Davis goes to work. Wants to dance with Buie. Davis gets the roll at the horn.
He's their guy.
And scorer.
He is their guy, Bird.
I love that little play. They clear the side for him, give him the ISO to his left hand. Just overpowered, overmatched Buie. Good defense, just better offense.
And a little chat for Buie as well at the end here.
Must know you.
Davis has 11 points. The rest of the team has 9. Over to Tracy.
Well, Coach, 12 turnovers in that first half, just 1-3. How do you even describe what you saw out there?
Well, there's a lot of adjectives running through my head to describe that, but we've got to take care of the ball. We've got to give the ball more space. It's not moving. It's gotten sticky. They're switching ball dust down a little bit. We got to find some space and attack that space and play better off 2 feet.
Getting the ball in the paint to Vlad. How do you do more of that in the second half?
We've got to start them out and then get them back because they're so good about getting underneath them and pushing them off of spots, but we got to find a way.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Tracy, end of the first half. Tight one to open the day in Brooklyn, 20-19, Florida Atlantic in front of Northwestern. We'll send into AT&T at the half, coming up after these messages. Check out our Wendy's first half stats. Neither team shooting it well. 2 of 12 from three-point territory for Northwestern. 1 of 9 from downtown for Florida Atlantic. Ian Eagle, Grant Hill, Bill Raftery, Tracy Wolfson. This was a high-scoring half if it was the 1944 NCAA tournament.
You played in that.
Why are you center jump?
Offense, a bit of a struggle. A lot of turnovers in that first half, guys.
Yeah, missed chippies around the basket for Northwestern and turnovers for Florida Atlantic. I mean, just careless passes, really getting rattled by the defensive pressure and the rotations of Northwestern. And Raph, this is unusual because this is an experienced team that has seen every defensive coverage, and they're struggling with their turnovers today.
All right, send it over to Tracy.
Well, Ian, I spoke with Chris Collins coming out of half, and he laughed when I asked him what stood out on the stat sheet, and he said, well, 7 for 23. But he did talk to his guys about the positive side of things, facing 12 turnovers, 8 steals, and he said defensively, we are keeping ourselves in this game. As for Buie, just 3 points. He said they're sending a lot of guys at him. He has to pass it out. He can't get frustrated, but expect them to also move him around a little more to get him open.
And Tracy, the recurring theme, we see it right out of the gate in this second half. Turnover, Florida Atlantic.
And not a bad looking play, but just didn't connect on it. I would like to see them get Golden down on Buie. Don't give him that.
Get going, snaps in a 3.
And he has to get going. I mean, he is too good, too important. I think he's settled for the for double teams and passes. He needs to be aggressive offensively in the second half.
Northwestern up by 2.
And Golden, I think, get him on the box. He only gets 1 assist a game, but induce the double and find somebody and then drive it. There's
Davis,
a roll,
Golden, slim it down.
Man, you should coach.
a little bit of a Golden move.
And a golden ticket for Bill Raftery. You nailed it. Both teams scored 20 points or fewer in the first half. First time since 2014. 10 years ago today, it was Dayton and Syracuse. Jump. Langborg nails it.
Well, he's playing with confidence. I know he's missed a couple. I like the way he's driving the ball that time. Little pull-up, knock down.
4 points now for the native of San Diego, California. Davis, nobody home. They're just not on the same page here.
2 in a row, right out of the gate after, I'm sure, discussion. Well, this, he's just applauding. Not much you can do. You can't run some offense.
When we talked to Dusty May about his squad, he said, we've been a really streaky team. We've been searching for consistency. It's been discombobulated here this afternoon.
Northwestern coming out here in the second half. They've started to find their rhythm and flow offensively with great execution.
I love that little pin down. Gets a nice look.
Langborg, book it. 26-22. Wildcats. Rainbow 3 is off the mark. Martin misses it from the outside. And there was a discard on the baseline as Hunger took a shot. No call.
Yeah, Golden involved there. Good piece of officiating. Well, they've got their rhythm on this end now to complement their defense. Northwestern.
This is a Northwestern team that finished 5th in the country in three-point shooting. They had a tremendous season from the perimeter.
Yeah, don't forget Burry not here, obviously with his injury.
Flick a pass, Langborg, short.
And Hunger doing a great job screening.
And they wear you out, that precise execution. Conversely, you can't play hero ball if you're FAU. You got to trust the pass and trust each other to get back into this game.
Only 3 players have scored for Florida Atlantic. Davis, Martin, and Golden. Open look. Weatherspoon cans it from the corner. It's a 3.
And see what happens when you move the ball, make a couple passes, you get that defense to shift, and it creates a wide open 3 there for the Owls.
They come in number 19 in the country in offensive efficiency. We just haven't seen it.
Nice play right here. Got him on his hip.
The step through. Barnheiser hits the floater.
Hey, Bird, I think his legs are fine, don't you?
Barnheiser, he's okay. And a little rebound action there. And got some help from Ty Berry, who you mentioned, Bill, who's on the sideline rooting on his teammates. Out with a torn meniscus, averaged 11.6 points per game. A huge contributor.
2 starters out. Now see what they do, and then finds he only gets 1 assist a game, so he's got a nice help. I got Buie underneath, maybe.
Late whistle, 2 defenders there. Buie was the second defender, and it's going to be Hunger.
And Rav, right there, he took his time. He read the defense, surveyed what was happening, then made a quick drive to the rim. Didn't turn it over there. Yeah, good hands there on defense.
He's not Bobby Hurley.
Well, not many are.
He never looked outside. I mean, there was 4 purple shirts around him. He's got to find somebody.
They didn't trap him on the catch.
Golden leans in. Foul called. It was Martinelli waiting for him. So it will be free throws here for Vlad Golden. Transferred from Texas Tech. Put up good numbers last year. Better numbers this year. 15.5 points, 7 rebounds per game, over a block and a half per game.
He gets 5 free throws a game. They got to get it to him a little bit more.
Well, guys, he's been dominant the last 8 games. 20 points per game, 74% shooting from the field. Too good a player, too important of a player to be a non-factor.
He has competed for Russia as part of their under-18 and under-19 international squads.
You may run into him down the road.
Well, they didn't
qualify.
but yes, down the road for sure.
The team is 7 of 8 at the free throw line, so that is keeping Florida Atlantic not just in it, but only down by a point early stages second half.
Martinelli taking the pressure off of Buie, bringing it up.
That's the versatility of this Northwestern squad. The fact that Martinelli can handle the ball, Barnheiser, Langborg, Buie.
Not a good foul there. Reach him, Weatherspoon.
Northwestern lost to UCLA in the second round last year, 68-63. Fade away, doesn't go. Langborg battle for it, and Martin comes away with it. Florida Atlantic can grab the lead.
Well, they're getting good looks. Hands again.
Deflected, it went off the back of Martinelli. Buie ahead. The drive by Barnheiser and the finish. And the foul. Barnheiser getting to the rack.
And Bird all set up by big hands, making yourself bigger in stature, getting the piece and then the run out. And how about this cross-court pass? Look at Buie with that. Now watch this. Over the top, West Unsel-like. Barnheiser, big-time attack.
And you got to admire the passion and the energy, this blue-collar desperation. But conversely, just too casual with the ball with Florida Atlantic. I mean, that's just a careless play right there. And we've seen that time and time again in this game.
I asked Brooks Barnhizer about the mustache. He said, oh, yeah, I'm going for it. I've been growing it all season.
It's a football mustache.
Football mustache.
11 on each side.
You counted the whiskers. That's the type of preparation that Bill Raftery does. 30-27, Northwestern in front. Just over 4 minutes gone by in the second half. Greenleaf feed it for Weatherspoon.
Got to attack. Don't stay on the perimeter.
Davis. Nice head and shoulder fake, but he's out of bounds. And that's the kind of day it's been for the Owls. They trail Northwestern by 3. First round action from the East region. 8-9 matchup, so normally in these 8-9 games, you feel like it's a pick 'em. But you felt like maybe Florida Atlantic had the edge because of the experience from last year and the injuries that Northwestern's dealing with.
Who anticipated these turnovers and leading to 14 points for Northwestern? Just amazing.
Buie laces a 3.
He just does whatever is needed.
Well, great set out of the timeout there by Chris Collins to get the ball into his hand. And delivers.
He's got 9 points on 3 of 5 from deep.
And he never changes his demeanor out there. All business.
Davis.
Nice look. Go strong, big guy.
Golden couldn't finish it. Rebound controlled by Barnheiser. 33-27. Get into it quickly. Preston the catch. Saves it for Langborg. Balance. Ryan Langborg sticks it, and the lead is 8.
And 3 perimeter guys have really done an excellent job on the offensive end.
They are
better
7
ball movement.
of 9 in the half. Weatherspoon made a 3, misses that one. Rebound, good position by Buie.
It's always up.
Barnheiser, stop and go. And he tried the pocket pass. It's intercepted by Weatherspoon.
In the right spot.
Here's Greenlee.
He can get to the lane and cause some damage.
And that's what he does. Floater off the glass and in, +1.
This kid has got some toughness about him.
And one of the first times that on a drive on penetration, no help came.
Buie was worried about the corner jumper, though.
Exactly.
Brian Greenlee transferred from Minnesota. He had committed to San Diego, and then when this opportunity popped up, he just thought it was a great fit. Good role player for this team. You just saw what he's capable of getting to the rim as Martinelli has picked up his 3rd.
And he and Nick Boyd off the bench really bringing that ability to score, create, shoot threes.
Aggressive.
Exactly.
And to compliment is Martin. He was silenced that first half with the 2 fouls. See if he can get in the mix now.
So that will cut it to 5. John L. Davis getting a breather.
If you're going to get back and be solid, it's got to be on this end for Florida Atlantic.
Right now, Northwestern 77% from the field.
And nobody at home on the drive.
Buie! He's on a heater.
They picked everybody up, lifted the blow by.
He was doing his damage from the perimeter, so what does he do? On the next play, take it right to the rim. Northwestern is 8 of 10 from the field in the half.
What's amazing to me about, look at this steal, Smith, great action.
Blake Smith, and it's going to go the other way.
And how about that as a walk-on to have that kind of athleticism? Blake Smith wasn't necessarily in the plans for this season, but has played big for this team and showing his athleticism.
I thought Chris was a better judge of talent.
He had 0 Division I offers coming out of high school. 0. Blue Bell, Pennsylvania, Germantown Academy, and just got to Northwestern and left on. Greenlee, we mentioned it, his ability to heat up, and right now they could use a microwave.
And sometimes seeing the ball go through the basket can get a score going.
6 points now for Brian Greenlee. It's 37-33. Shooting has picked up in this second half.
They got to match the toughness now. Well, they better ball book. They had a wide open look.
Langborg puts his head down. That was creative. Couldn't finish it. Rebound fought for. And a foul is called. Hunger.
And in that trip, he's appropriately named. Stayed after it. Big guy.
And Raph, we saw this Northwestern team play against Wisconsin in the Big Ten quarterfinals. This is a different team.
Attitude. I mean, just preparation, determination. Other guys stepping up too. And what I love about Buie is he relaxes into the game. Goes segments with not doing much damage, then takes over, makes great decisions.
They're not that far removed from an 8-23 season. That was 19-20. They went 3-17 in the Big Ten. Now they're in their 2nd consecutive NCAA tournament, and the program is rolling at a level that it's never been before. Greenlee lines it up. Is he feeling it? He's fouled.
Not a good foul.
It's Hunger.
Just a little overzealous, trying to do the right thing on the handoff. And
it's a nice set, though. Nice dribble handoff there, and Hunger contesting a little bit late, ran through him there. And 3 free throws there for Greenlee.
Shoots it at 61% at the line, and they're going to head over.
See if it's the 3, I think.
Take a look at where the feet were for Brian Greenlee.
Oh. A follow through in the face, Bird, I'm told.
Right there at the end, as Greenlee was falling down, Hunger connected.
That's like sitting next to Raph during a game.
Yeah, very similar. He flails his arms. Yep.
And why not?
So Michael Reed, Antonio Petty, and Justin Porterfield taking a look.
Intent doesn't matter. And I think we've been told that.
With the new rules?
Yeah.
Any kind of hit to the face there usually is a flagrant one, right?
Yeah.
So Gene Steratore watching along with us in his bunker in New York. Gene, take us through the thought process here for the officials.
You know, again, as you guys said, you don't read intent to this. In my opinion, though, I think after the attempted block, when he does foul the shooter, he's looking back, you know, to the rebounder, head away. I really don't see anything that rises to the level of a flagrant foul. I will say, guys, though, that anytime there is contact of that head and neck area, that elevates the possibility of a flagrant. To me, I feel like it's just a common foul, though, in this situation. Let's see what Mike Reed says.
You are all over it, Gene. We just got the motion from the officials. Common foul. 3 free throws here for Greenlee. Luke Hunger. He's off the hook for anything beyond it.
A good start for Gene out of the gate, 1 for 1. Huh?
Oh, you're going to be keeping score.
Going to evaluate his performance.
That's why Gene gets paid the big bucks.
Yeah, is Gene advancing to the next round?
I think he will. I'm sure of that.
So now it's Greenlee. Went to the Rock School. Has produced a lot of high-level talent. Well, we mentioned that free throw percentage, 61% for Brian Greenlee.
He's got confidence in that deep shot, though.
Shoots that at 34%. And the last one coming here for Greenlee.
He's really only been the only offense in the second half for Florida Atlantic.
And he's gone small, too, Dusty. No Golden whatsoever. They didn't like the way they were defending him and getting not much out of their offense.
And he missed the third one. 1 out of 3. Langborg steps in for the rebound. Northwestern had 19 points in the first half. They have 19 already here in the second half. Hunger, keep it moving. Langborg, bucket, it's a 3.
What a great set. A horn set and a pin down. Buie provides the lift and the opportunity.
And Northwestern finding its footing here in the second half. Jumper off the mark, too strong from Greenlee, and it's rebounded by Barnheiser. Trying to extend the lead. Buie off the mark. Nick Boyd to push up the floor, sharing the backcourt with Greenlee. On the entry, off the double. Rosado finds the open man. Extra for the jam. Lorient going upstairs.
And Rosado almost a double team, almost a turnover there. Great hands, and also taking that double team and getting the right pass at the right time.
Boyd with a great cut to bail him out.
High energy sophomore now in there. Brennan Lorient.
Nice cut. Oh my goodness.
And Buie blows the layup. Follow is good.
How about that? What a shuffle cut or UCLA cut. Wide open. Not communicating well right now.
And
Florida Atlantic.
he was fouled on the arm. That's the indicator he just gave the officials. Now with 13 points, 5 of 12 from the field. 10 in the half. Boyd. Driving kick. Lorient. Off.
And that's not really his game.
No.
Lorient only 3 for 12 from the three-point line this season.
And they are now 3 of 15 from long range. 43-36 Northwestern. We are under 11 minutes to play here in Brooklyn.
And carving away here. Nice defense help on that lob pass. Not a good look by Hunger. But their half-court offense has been terrific.
Timeout. We know how much this means to everybody involved. For Northwestern and Florida Atlantic, a chance to advance to the second round of the East Region. More to come from Brooklyn. 43-36 Northwestern in front. A little background on Northwestern. Some famous alums. Stephen Colbert, host of The Late Show on CBS. Love his look. Pharrell Williams, multiple Grammy Award winner. They have produced many a famous person and accomplished person.
Our pal, Brett Musburger.
That's right. Former voice of the Final Four.
He was very talented.
Jumper goes down, and it's Nick Boyd from downtown.
He can ring him up. That's his 42nd of his year.
Northwestern, 21% in the first half. They're shooting 63% in the second half. Right now, a 4-point lead.
All this automatic switching, he's getting what he wants.
Buie!
Buie, the automatic switch. He reads that matchup and takes advantage.
Well, Raph, you cannot go underneath the screen with him. He will make you pay. You got to stay attached to Buie defensively.
This is the guy that has to get going with nice help. Look at Hunger.
Tie up, possession arrow to Northwestern.
His activity got this switch and then the hand up, and as you said, going under.
Yeah, dribble handoff. You have to fight through defensively. Buie is too good, takes what the defense gives you, and he can hit that shot in his sleep.
Who's better, his brother Taylor? Oh, how about that? Get a little family feud going at Penn State on the staff as well.
Taylor Battle, his brother, who is the all-time leading scorer at Penn State. Buie, the all-time leading scorer at Northwestern.
How about that?
Barnheiser pass. Martinelli, it is erased by Golden. 7-point lead for Northwestern. 9:34 to go in regulation.
Well, Northwestern really sniffs out those passes too.
Weatherspoon to the cup.
A nice drive, attacking the closeout right there. Weatherspoon getting to the rim, and this unit now coming out of that timeout.
Think you got a message for Davis?
Dusty May's got him going.
46-41, Northwestern in front. Ooh. That pass deflected. Martinelli is there.
Likes his game.
Bully ball and come to that right.
Show on a double, back off, cut by Langborg, and the teardrop goes.
That's how smart they are. They read situations. They're going to straighten something out, a little banging underneath, but making yourself available.
And Langborg, he just never stops moving right there. Just always cutting, gets himself open, and loves that little floater in the paint, as well as that three-point shooting.
13 now for Ryan Langborg. Sweet 16 appearance with Princeton last year. He averaged 18.6 points per game in the tournament. The jumper doesn't go for Elijah Martin. Out of bounds, and Florida Atlantic will retain it.
Watch this Northwest. Everybody bites you a little bit. You can't relax. No comfort zone. Got to get Davis going, I think.
Owls down by 7. Jumper, Boyd, way off. Rebounded by Barnheiser.
That's an out-of-bounds play. You don't have to shoot if it's not a good one. It's a hit and follow.
Buie on his hip is Boyd.
Nice it.
High screen. Preston. Buie uses it. Buie trying to get around 2 defenders. Shot clock is winding down to 6. Langborg may have to make it happen. Flip it. Martinelli. He snuck into the paint and he gets the deuce.
And this team's so good in late shot clock situations. They excel in those environments.
And the lead has ballooned to 9. This is the largest of the day. Davis on a zigzag. Hooks it inside. Golden nearly rips down the rim.
How about the big guy alert to get to the front of the rim and the patience of Davis. On the other end, Langborg so confident late in that shot clock, and then Martinelli, nice dive.
9 points now for Vlad Golden. Fake the handoff to Langborg. Preston feed it. 6 to shoot. Ball knocked away. Langborg gets it. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. Langborg dish. Layup good. It's Preston once again late in the shot clock.
Langborg twice now. Great decision late. Whew.
15th assist for Northwestern. They're sharing it. And the Wildcats up Northwestern starting to feel it in the second half. Our game summary, some numbers that really pop off the page. The 17 turnovers for Florida Atlantic. That matches a season high for the Owls. It's coming at the worst possible time.
And because of that, Bird, I mean, Northwestern has 18 more field goal attempts for the game. I mean, that's, and also +8 on the offensive glass as well. So,
and getting into the lane, 26 points in the 3-second lane. Some assists. Hunger's really done a nice job finding people. Bigs know their job in this set.
Well, the adjustments at halftime, you can see, and it's paying off for Northwestern.
Out of the timeout, get an open look from the corner. It's off the mark from Martin, and Golden is there to finesse it in.
They got to make it unattractive. They got to crash the boards Not a panic time, but get involved a little bit.
There have been back-to-back killer possessions if you're Florida Atlantic defensively, with Northwestern scoring with 1 second left on the shot clock.
What a great set this is.
Langborg, money.
And he cuts away and then retreats back for the dribble handoff. Just beautiful.
Davis, and he just threw it to the other team. That's a new season high in turnovers for Florida Atlantic. Buie taking the air out of the ball initially.
You're comfortable late, too.
Oh, great ball fake.
Looked like Preston had a step for a moment. Now he's going to go traditional. Missed it on the baby hook.
So impressed how they gathered and corralled any penetration in the open floor.
Golden's open. They find him. He finishes. And the Owls trying to chip away. It's a 7-point game. 5:57 to play in the second half. 13 points, 7 rebounds for Vlad Golden.
A little lapse defensively by Preston there. Didn't cover.
Martinelli was asking for it. Preston instead goes for Langborg. Ball movement. That's a deep one. Off the mark from Buie. And rebounded by Davis. Get it ahead for Weatherspoon. 5.5 to play.
Yeah, Preston's got to do a better job on the roll here. The slip.
Kick. Weatherspoon. It's pure.
And Raph, that might have been their best offensive possession of the game. Getting the ball side to side, creating that open three-point opportunity. And the Owls are starting to find some rhythm on offense.
Northwestern's lead is down to 4, 5, 19 to play in Brooklyn. Northwestern 54, Florida Atlantic 50. This has been a defensive affair through and through. Northwestern had its best scoring season in quite some time, since the 93-94 season. So you're talking about 30 years between Northwestern averaging 74 points per game. We mentioned Florida Atlantic and their ability to score, but they have been held in check for most of the day. Now just starting to get things going offensively.
And another stimulator here with a little run and jump and recover, full court pressure. You got to worry about 3 guys. This is one of them. There's Buie. Number 5.
5 minutes to go. Buie, swing. Hunger, blocking foul.
And Hunger maybe doing a little too much right there. Was able to draw a foul, but had a swing to a wide open lane.
He was waiting
right there in the corner. He had just made the pass.
Yeah. Late closeout. Because you own the guy closing out now, you can just pump and put it on the deck.
Not sure what he was doing there on that play.
No.
Get it in. Buie.
Low ball.
Drives and scores from Buie.
There's no obstacle in the low post there. Hunger's lifted. Good hitting play by number 0.
56 to 50. Bowie's got 18. Rosano, the push shot comes up short. And rebound controlled by Northwestern.
And no hurry either. Tempo control.
Way out high. Hunger. Hand it. Langborg lost
Got
it.
a hand in there on him. Yep.
Out of bounds. Turnover Northwestern.
Oh, and great hands there by Greenlee. They're getting in there, disrupting that ball off of the knee there of Langborg. And maybe one of the first times that Northwestern unable to execute here in this second half, but that kind of activity and active hands on defense is how you get back in the game.
That is the 9th turnover for Northwestern. They came in averaging 8.8 per game. That is 5th fewest in the nation. 4:17 on the clock.
And Golden back in. Probably the smart move for Dusty May on both ends of the court.
Barnheiser on Davis is, I think, the key matchup here.
Greenlee.
Nice
foul. Weatherspoon hangs and hits. Beautiful setup by Brian Greenlee with the dish.
Weatherspoon, a couple of threes, a nice dive to the rim, and what a presence the little guard has. It really.
56, 52 Northwestern. Off the high screen. Buie. He's got the big.
This is a guard's delight right here.
Looking for a runway. They switch.
Nice help.
Weatherspoon.
Empty side here.
Buie, jumper, it's off, and it's rebounded by Davis for Florida Atlantic.
And he had that whole left side, Grant.
Davis penetrates, runs in, couldn't finish it.
Oh, he's hurt. Golden's hurt.
He got hit in the face there.
And Golden is down.
And Northwestern's upset because they had a number at the other end. They're going to have to look at this.
Athletic training staff out to check on Vlad Golden.
And this is a dilemma, Bird. Should you stop the play?
No.
Or wait till after? I don't blame Northwestern for being upset. I don't think he was in any more imminent danger.
He didn't get the foul call. Martinelli caught him. Would have been a 5-on-4 for Northwestern. A timeout. Officials are huddled together, trying to determine how they're going to handle this play. Gene Steratore is with us right now. Gene, you're watching this play through. No foul was called. Northwestern was looking to break. How would you handle this as an official?
As far as the potential injury and how we officiate the play as it relates to the possession, without a foul call on the court, if you have a potential injury like that, when Northwestern gets that basketball iron and they start down the court, you should leave that play go as long as Northwestern is attacking their basket. Now, if they pull the ball back, they make another pass, or they're not going directly to the basket. As soon as that initial movement toward their goal is stopped, then you stop the game, come back and address the injury. So without a call there, I'm a little surprised they stop it. Now, as it relates to this contact, in my opinion, that movement and that box out by the Northwestern player, this arm kind of swings back a little more aggressively and high. And as I mentioned in the previous, now you do have contact to the head and neck area. This one feels a little more unnatural and fast by Martinelli, and I think that contact could rise to the level of a flagrant one.
All right, Gene, thanks.
Well, think of that, though.
He does have a strawberry under his left eye, and it is being elevated to a flagrant one.
But think, did you see Buie jump up and down at the end there? He knows they could have got a deuce.
Of course.
So they're not going to get the deuce. Now the potential at this end. I mean, that's a big swing of the game.
Potential game changer here. With Golden going to the free throw line, Buie was right before half court when he realized that they had stopped action.
And he had people ahead.
He did.
And he knew he was going to find one of them.
Vlad Golden by himself.
Yeah,
he gets another.
A huge call, as you said, this late in the game.
Flagrant one on Nick Martinelli. And Golden buries a pair of free throws for Florida Atlantic. This is down to a 2-point game, 15 points, 7 boards for the 7-footer of the Owls.
And they got to make sure it really doesn't get in the lane. He has really played well to get this club back in it.
Get it in. Weatherspoon overcooked it. Knocked out of bounds. And it's going to go the other way to Northwestern.
Well, they're looking for a replay.
I thought it went off Barnheiser. I thought it went off Barnheiser there.
Well, they were looking for a look, but of course, 2 minutes or less, they can.
Barnheiser hit that last.
Yes, Davis got a piece, but Barnheiser was still trying to guide it at that point. So Northwestern catches a break.
Now, what makes them tough is they can use clock and still get a good shot. It's not out of their tempo.
Step back, in and out. It was halfway down on the rebound, snatched by Martin. 2-point game, under 3 minutes to go.
Here he goes.
Greenlee, feed it.
Oh, must not blow by.
Golden could not massage it in, but he's fouled.
That's his speed and footwork.
Well, he faked the dribble handoff there. Looked like he was trying to set up a dribble handoff opportunity. Just a little quick burst there. Went at Davis and maybe kind of almost dragged his foot there, but aggressiveness here, attacking the paint, is paying off here in the second half for Golden.
He is 7 of 8 at the free throw line, 65% on the season. 1-point game.
His improvement's incredible, don't you think, from last year? Offensively.
Incredible. I agree. But also could have maybe thrown some things off with the rhythm of the offense of FAU, because he was a role player last year. Now he is a featured player.
And he connects on a pair. It's an 11-2 run. We are tied at 56. A team that was in the Final Four last year is all locked up with Northwestern here in the first round. Timeout. Wildcats. 56, 2:35 left in regulation.
It's got to go through Buie now, guys. No question about it. At some point, he'll be the decision maker. Cody rushed a couple of deep ones that were inadvertent earlier, maybe resting a little bit.
And Chris Collins has drawn up some nice plays out of timeout for Langborg, coming off some dribble handoffs. But I agree, Bowie's got to be the guy here.
Just 2 points for Northwestern over the last 4 minutes. Banker, no! Rebound! Hustle, scooped up by Martinelli. They got a reload.
Still got clock on your side.
Northwestern looking for the lead. Buie defended one-on-one by Davis. Buie, fend off, jumper! Off the mark! And the rebound grabbed by Martin.
And he got the shot he wanted right there. That's a great shot for Buie.
Open look.
Owls looking for the lead. We hit 2 minutes to go. Davis to the rim. No good. Rebound cleared by Hunger.
They do that well. Fake handoff and go to the goal.
I like how both coaches getting the ball in the hands of their best players here down the stretch.
Buie to give it up and come get it back. When he screens and gets free.
Screen, switch.
He's going to go on his own.
He's with Weatherspoon. Buie, the cross, the floater short. Grabbed by Golden. A minute and a half to play.
And
as good as you can get.
Well, great contest there by the Golden as well. The 7', 7'1" center for FAU.
We're down to a minute 22 to go. Tie game. Greenlee watched by Langborg. Switch, Martinelli. 9 to shoot. High screen, Golden.
Got to keep him out of the lane, Greenlee.
Is it Davis time? 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Davis, the drive, flips it up. No! He got it to go. Oh, foul hits. John L. Davis getting to the rack.
Off the wrong foot.
And you had mentioned him going left earlier. Not afraid of the ball.
Taking over when it matters most. If you're Northwestern, this is the one guy you didn't want with the ball in his hands. And he gets it done to put Florida Atlantic up by 2. Florida Atlantic has battled back. First lead of the second half for Dusty May's squad. Northwestern has been excellent in tight games. 8-3 in games decided by 5 points or fewer.
And Buie's missed 4 of his last 5 shots. You go back to him.
Langborg, I'd go to get him involved. Oh, look, don't bring your guy in there like that, Martinelli.
And it's going to go the other way. Turnover.
Why are you out?
Buie fell into the backcourt.
But Bird, look, why are you coming out here? I mean, at some point, you've got to go this way. Bringing your guy into traffic like that.
Northwestern's bench wants a review right here, but it looked like it went off of the foot or the leg there, Buie. So the right call by the officials.
So now Florida Atlantic up by 2 with 40 seconds left. 10 to shoot.
Make sure you check out if you're Northwestern. And you get a quick timeout. Dusty May.
Timeout.
35.4 left on the game clock. We are coming down to the wire in the East region.
Barnheiser on Davis.
Trigger in. Weatherspoon for Davis. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. Davis floats it up. Off the mark. Rebound. Battle for.
He was out of bounds going the other way.
And Northwestern's going to have a chance. 27.2 to play.
We're going to check it as well, Bert.
I'll tell you, that was great defense, first of all, knowing that Davis was going to go left, but guys fighting. I didn't see.
Wow, he wasn't out of bounds.
I didn't see the ball. I didn't see a foot go out of bounds there.
This could go to the arrow.
And the arrow goes to Florida Atlantic.
Nobody's out of bounds here.
So he's still in, the ball still in. He gets out of the way.
The ball did it bounce on the line? I didn't see it bounce on the line.
But you know, it could be Northwestern ball because he had possession before the whistle.
Did it bounce on the line right there?
No, I don't think so. But right here, Langborg gets it. The whistle.
He hears the whistle, so he stops.
So he's got possession of the ball.
Correct.
So it should be their ball.
Michael Reed, Antonio Petty, Justin Porterfield, and it is a jump ball, and the tie-up favors Florida Atlantic.
Ball wasn't out of bounds. It's an inadvertent whistle. Goes back to White.
So the inadvertent whistle, as Gene laid out for us, and that is where they turn to. Possession error.
And tough break there for Northwestern.
And right now, defensively, you got to be solid. You know it's going to be touched by Davis. Greenlee's going to penetrate.
There's a 7-second differential between the clock and the shot clock.
Also, keep in mind, Northwestern has not scored since the flagrant foul was called on them.
Talk about a momentum call there. Wow.
27.6 on the game clock.
I think with this small lineup, maybe you go inside the Golden if you're Florida Atlantic.
They're going to lob it in. Golden way
Give it right
outside.
away. Stretch the game. Got hit in the head again.
He did. Grabbing at his head.
They're going to look for it again.
He sold it well, too.
Yeah. Each team with one timeout left. And I like this stretch of the game out at this point, too.
Barnheiser got him on the top of the head. That is 18 fouls against Northwestern. Yeah, he gave him the Three Stooges move. That's about it.
But that's what you want. You want to try to go for a steal. If you don't get the steal, then a quick foul. Great execution defensively by Northwestern.
He is 9 out of 10 today. Vlad Golden. Missed it. Nice rebound. Barnheiser. Shot clock is turned off. 2-point game. 20 seconds left.
Got to go to the rim. Buie's got to. Davis guarding him.
Barnheiser works his way to the paint. Met there by Golden. Swinging. Martinelli down to 10 seconds. Barnheiser looking to go to the cup. He does. We are tied at 58. 6 seconds left. Florida Atlantic. 3 seconds. 2 seconds.
What's he doing?
Davis. At the buzzer. Overtime.
Why would he stun him? Blow by and get to the rim. You're going to get a good shot or find somebody.
Yeah, I think he predetermined that he was going to pull up from three. But your point, too casual there. Should have attacked, got downhill, and put the onus on the officials.
And the identity of Northwestern revealing itself down the stretch of regulation. Overtime's next. Brooks Barnhizer has played every second of this game.
He got the rebound at the other end here. Look at the perseverance, the presence. Once he gets in, the ability to step through too and play. Not contact, but slithering impact. And right here, Grant, this is really unusual.
Yeah, too casual. Yeah.
Watching too many games where the stars like to settle.
And Langborg right there, great defense, contesting, got a block on the shot, and didn't foul. But you're right. I thought you got to have a little bit more sense of urgency, attack mode in that situation if you're Janelle Davis.
So the combination, Northwestern down 2, they execute down the stretch to tie the game, late game situation, clutch moment, and then a block to end regulation. So not even a clean shot for Florida Atlantic. Ball in the air, ricochets over to Golden. Florida Atlantic controls it. Wow. Quick jumper, it doesn't go for Weatherspoon.
Boy, goodness, no set, no ball reversal.
We are tied at 58. Just underway in overtime. Martinelli feeds it. Langborg. Bingo.
And that patience of Buie clears out and then coming around on that little dribble handoff.
And that was good defense. I don't know if you can defend that any better. Tough shot.
17 for Ryan Langborg.
I think it was a three-point shooter, but he's got a good middle game.
Greenlee shows it, and it's a travel.
Drag that foot, and you got to keep that kid out of the lane.
That is 19 turnovers now for the Owls.
Looking at this activity, Grant, pretty impressive. Didn't stop, they run some terrific sets. Big time knockdown.
60 to 58 Northwestern. Barnheiser.
Nice fade here.
Give it up. Langborg. Yes, sir.
How about that?
And because Golden is in that drop coverage, that little screen and roll action, he comes off naked, wide open, shooting with confidence.
19 leads all scorers. It's Ryan Langborg, the grad transfer from Princeton.
The three perimeter guys have been terrific for Northwestern.
They need points. Davis. Contact. Foul.
Barnheiser. That's what he should have been done at the end of the game.
I agree.
Regulation, I should say. Here's what you were saying, a little drop defense in there, no show. Really didn't do anything, didn't come, didn't protect.
Second foul on Brooks Barnhizer. 2 free throws here for John L. Davis. 86% on the season, 2 of 2 today. In and out.
He gets to the line almost 5 times a game. For a perimeter guy, that's pretty impressive.
One out of 2. 3-point game, 3:42 remaining in OT.
The 2 bigs are the bumpers, screeners. 3 perimeter guys will do the damage for Northwestern.
Hunger faked the handoff to Barnheiser.
Barnell's got to give it up and get inside.
And Davis got his hands on it. Langborg gets over there, bounces for Martinelli.
Kick it out.
He does. Langborg. Oh, yeah!
Wide open. A little delay. Out of Princeton. Goodness. And having a ball in Brooklyn.
65-59, Northwestern. The jumper from Martin doesn't go. Martinelli comes away with a rebound.
Bad offense, I think, coming out in this overtime period. Just not executing, not getting the ball inside into the paint to Golden. Conversely, for Northwestern, they are precise with their execution offensively.
Nice hands, really.
It hasn't been Buie, it's been others. Barnheiser and Langborg.
He won't go away, though. Under 5.
Peak of the clock. Buie.
Settle.
He's going to hoist on the foul. It goes! Buie! Major splash!
Goodness! That kid is tough. For the moment, he seizes it. A long way to go. Don't celebrate against this good team.
Buie trying to wave bye-bye to Florida Atlantic. Northwestern needed a bucket at the end of regulation to force overtime, and in the extra session, it's been all Wildcats.
Yeah, and since then they have executed to perfection, just getting shot after shot, and of course this one right here, good defense, better offense, off balance, shot clock going down. Buie says, get on my back here. I will deliver, but it's been a total team effort. It's been Langborg, it's been Barnheiser.
The 3 on the outside, and effective big guys too. Screening, diving on the floor, getting rebounds. And this kid has been magnificent. And Buie, just a different level.
It is 9-1 Northwestern in overtime. They are 4 of 4 from the field. They need a bucket. Can't get it from Martin. Offensive rebound. Davis fires. That's an air ball. And it's rebounded by Barnheiser. Northwestern in control right now with 2 minutes to go in overtime.
And really settling at the other end. Didn't run anything. Jacked up a couple of deep ones.
Buie tells Martinelli not to set a screen for him.
That's what happened earlier, if you recall.
Yep, they got bunched up at midcourt and turned it over. Buie wants to go one-on-one. Buie, the bounce. The save by Hunger. Barnheiser, give it up. Langborg! It's good! Everything is working for Northwestern!
Goodness. They got a foul on the dribble drive.
No basket there for Florida Atlantic. This is an absolute crusher if you're Florida Atlantic.
And Bert, that pass by Buie, he was leading to the goal, teasing his teammate to go. They end up with the open look on the perimeter, and why not have some joy and some early youngins by this club.
And that was almost a turnover on that pass, but Hunger made a great job with saving it there.
He should have been closer to the hoop, though.
No, he shouldn't. He wanted a three-pointer as opposed to a 2 at the basket.
If you look back at the first half numbers, guys, remember, they had 19 points. Buie and Langborg combined for 5 points in the first half. They have had 40 between the two of them since. 70-61 Northwestern, and a foul given with 1:27 to go.
Such a hard team to press and double team, multiple ball handlers, guys that make smart decisions. And actually right now Northwestern not in the bonus, so Florida Atlantic can be aggressive with their defense here.
And the other end, Northwestern, they will take it, they won't attack, you know, aggressively, but if you give it to them, they're going to go.
4th foul on Greenlee. They handle the pressure. Martinelli is fouled, and it's Martin on the reach-in. That's number 4 on him.
Martinelli, 78% free throw shooter. A little right shoulder problem as well. Still
on the side for Northwestern. So that is 16 fouls against Florida Atlantic. And that is 17 fouls on the Owls. And it's going to send a 77% free throw shooter, Ryan Langborg, to the free throw line.
How about his performance, particularly, as you said, in this second half?
Well, this is the guy we saw last year for Princeton in the NCAA tournament.
He had a big game against Indiana like this, 26 points, number of assists.
Experienced, heady, excellent spin moves, not quick, but still gets to the spot he wants to get to.
Well, his movement without the basketball, and I love how they recognize he's been hot. And Chris Collins has run multiple sets for him, particularly out of timeouts, to shoot the basketball.
He averaged 12.3 points per game last year for Princeton. He's averaging 12.2 points per game this year. Those numbers are going to go up after this performance in the first round against Florida Atlantic. 72-61.
Got to be in the attack mode, though. Don't settle. You might get a three because of that.
Nick Boyd in. They need points in a hurry, and it's rattled.
Yeah.
It's come apart at the seams for Florida Atlantic.
And a little thing, Smith guarded him, caused that turnover. Dusty looking on, maybe reality setting in a little bit. Boy, that's an easy call for the officials as well.
And that's 20 turnovers for the Owls. Just over a minute to play.
Gotta go over the top.
Buie will to Langborg, makes the catch. They can use clock.
And they had a layup if they wanted, but wise move.
Buie floats it over. Langborg, under a minute to go. Martinelli.
Don't foul now.
10 to shoot. Buie stripped to the ball right at the end, and he lost it.
I thought that was a foul there on Weatherspoon.
I think Chris did too on the sideline. They're going to look again, I think.
Buie was driving to the basket here. Wow. He's trying to foul and grabbed his arms.
And the officials are going to head to the monitor. Ball went out of bounds, so the initial call was just out of bounds.
Yeah.
Weatherspoon just
he got him
there, got him, yeah.
It's almost like the old intentional, the Flagrant one, right?
Yeah. It's like playing the Knicks.
Which version?
90s.
It is 14-3 Northwestern in overtime. Buie making his case. He grabbed me. Officials head over with 49.2 on the clock.
Pretty impressive, though. They rode three guys on the offensive end, basically, Northwestern.
They did.
Three pretty good guys. And the others contributing, whether it's rebounding, screening, loose balls.
And Raph on the other end, collectively, defensively, taking this high-powered offensive attack of Florida Atlantic, and from the start, making life difficult for them on defense.
Yeah, they've had a great year. Playing in that league. They used a heavy-duty physicality if necessary.
Yes.
Northwestern was picked to finish 8th in the preseason poll. They wrapped up 3rd in the Big Ten. And another look at what happened. Buie making his case that Weatherspoon clearly was looking to foul him on his way to the rim.
It's pretty obvious there.
So Gene Steratore is with us.
Called a foul, though, Bert.
No, you can't go back now. They're just checking to see, I think, who went out of bounds last off of. Gene's with us. Gene has been the 5th member of our crew here today. Gene, what took place there?
Every minute of it,
we're enjoying it too.
As the guys said, because there's no foul on the court, you can't elevate anything to a common foul in reviewing. They are looking to see if Witherspoon's left hand possibly touched the ball as Buie went by him
Barnheiser.
to push it out of bounds. You know, when he reaches around, I don't see anything that says contact that from anything from Florida Atlantic player that puts the ball out. And then, as you guys said, the only thing I think we're at right now is where is the clock when the ball hits out of bounds, because you can't really elevate this to a flagrant situation. There's nothing more, I think, than a missed common foul, guys.
Yeah, you nailed it.
He's going to need lozenges by the time he finishes.
Get him a deal. Ricola. Get him on the line.
They're going the other way was the call.
Yeah, the last touch was Northwestern. And Barnheiser at the last moment tried to grab it and grazed off the fingertip. And Florida Atlantic is going to have possession, 49.5 on the clock, 11-point lead for Northwestern.
Now, Chris has had some bizarre things happen this year in games. I'll tell you.
Bizarre things in the tournament, even last year.
You know, I think Chris's dad has had some bizarre things happen in games,
Yes,
too.
that's true.
Out of bounds, and they're going to get it back. The basketball gods, ball don't lie. And Florida Atlantic is making the case that they never touched the ball here, that it was all
Bowie.
man.
It was
He's
Bowie.
right. He's right.
Touch it, wow. Tough day for the officials here.
They've been through the middle a little bit.
Barnheiser triggers in, down to 47 seconds left. Florida Atlantic not fouling, playing keep away. Martinelli splits the double team, and now they're just trying to toss it around, and the foul called as Hunger will go to the free throw line.
Why not earlier if you're going to do that? You know?
So it is Luke Hunger. Shoots it at 67%. They're 39.6 away from taking this one in overtime and advancing to the second round.
You start, well, it used to be October, but now it's all summer. You start, you never know how you're going to fit in or help your basketball team. And a couple of these guys get this opportunity with the injuries Bird alluded to. It's just been so good in an unselfish way.
I love how they've made no excuses. Obviously, Ty Berry out, Matt Nicholson, two important pieces, but Chris Collins got his team ready from the jump.
Absolutely.
16-3 in overtime, Northwestern. It has been a dominant bonus session.
And particularly at the end of regulation, you felt like Florida Atlantic had the game under
Agreed.
control.
Agreed. Martin give it up. Weatherspoon, that's for two. No good. Tip in goes for Golden. So he gets to pad the numbers, but that's about it. 30 seconds on the clock. 19 points, 9 boards for Golden. Buie took a shot and is just trying to manipulate his neck. Step aside.
Northwestern.
They have not missed in overtime. They're 5 of 5 from the field, 4 of 4 at the free throw line. Barnheiser couldn't get it in, so he'll take the timeout.
And one left for them.
For the Owls.
With Buie. Bowie's going to have to make a good cut or two. Set his man up.
Barnheiser, dependable, gets it in for Martinelli, back for Barnheiser, and then into the hands of Buie.
He wants to shoot the free throws. He's not going to give it up.
The shot clock and the game clock are a half a second off, and a foul is called on the sideline against Laureate. This is why Buie came back, to have this moment, to have this experience, and a chance to do it with this group in the NCAA tournament.
It's just so understated about his game and adjustments he has to make during the course of the game, what shots to take, who to get involved. Just extraordinary.
You know how good a player is when over the flow of the game, you're not quite sure how many points he has, and then you look up, he's like, oh, he's at 20,
yeah.
He's at 22, he's at 24.
That's
Why
every
at
night.
20?
Yep.
That's every game.
Yes.
Just plays off the ball, relaxes.
When we asked Chris Collins about how he thought Florida Atlantic would approach it, he said, they want to score in the 80s against us. So, yes, it's up to us to keep the game slower, play transition defense, make it more of a half-court game. You guys asked him any comparisons within the conference. He said, Iowa will play that style a little bit, so we definitely have some things, some wrinkles in.
What's been impressive, though, early on, how they force turnovers with their activity.
The jumper for Buie doesn't go. Florida Atlantic in the Final Four 1 year ago. And it's going to be a first-round exit for Dusty May and the Owls here in 2024.
But Florida Atlantic helped them with their looseness with the basketball as well, don't you think?
No question. But what an incredible run this group has had. And certainly many of them can come back. They're certainly eligible to play next year. And having most of your team return from that magical season. And this is obviously what the tournament is about.
Yep.
The difficulty, nothing's guaranteed.
Heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking.
They had wins over Memphis, Fairleigh Dickinson, Tennessee, Kansas State last year to shock everybody and advance to the Final Four. Third NCAA tournament appearance, but this is going to be a short stay for Florida Atlantic. Davis takes it to the rim. 6 seconds left. Northwestern came up big in the clutch. A late rally to get the win. They force overtime and then they dominate. The Wildcats moving on to the second round in the East region. 77-65 the final over Florida Atlantic, the 9 seed over the 8 seed here in Brooklyn.
Pretty tough-minded.
Blue collar Big Ten basketball. Northwestern advances. Great game plan, great execution. This team, something else.
So you can put Northwestern on to the next round thanks to their overtime victory against Florida Atlantic. Final Four team a year ago out early here in 2024. Northwestern in the tournament for back-to-back years for the first time in program history, and that means back-to-back years they've produced a win. Last year beat Boise State as a 7 seed in the first round, lost to UCLA. This year as a 9 seed, they get it done against Florida Atlantic. Over to Tracy.
Well, Coach, we talked going into half, but this overtime was more like it in terms of what you wanted to see. What was the difference?
Well, I thought we settled down offensively at halftime. Our guys were so excited. Fortunately, we were defending great. And then the second half, you know, Buie was able to get going. We ran a lot of stuff for Ryan, and he was big time. I don't know, something about that kid. You know, you get to the dance, and he's ready to go. So just so proud of our guys. You know, we got down. There were calls against us to get that score at the end of regulation. And then we got to overtime. We just said, we played so many overtime games this year. And we just said, this is who we are, and let's find a way to win.
How would you describe this team's fight, especially with guys down for the count and not able to play?
This team has so much heart. You know, we've been throwing so many curveballs with injuries, disruption, and they just refuse to let that be the narrative. You know, they just keep fighting, they keep battling. Just couldn't be more proud of our guys.
Well, we'll see you on Sunday.
All right, thank you.
Pure joy for Chris Collins and the Northwestern Wildcats. Brian Langborg, 25 points in a game for 2 different schools in the NCAA tournament. Second player to do it. Jamal Faulkner did it with Arizona State, Alabama in the 90s. Tournament games continue live on True TV, TNT, TBS, Stetson, UConn. Coming up, we'll send you to our studio, Capital One Tournament Central, after these messages.